Bishop Mason and the Role of Women in Ministry. In November of 1911, 6 months following her initial meeting with Mason, while Lizzie Woods attended the 4th Annual Holy Convocation, she was appointed by General Overseer Mason as the first National General Overseer of the women's work. Unlike most of his male religious contemporaries, Bishop Mason believed that women should be out front in leadership roles, cooperating alongside the men in church work. This move established an important paradigm for women during this era. Many women in their traditional African-American religious organizations tried at the beginning of the 20th century to establish a more formal leadership role in their own denominations. Unfortunately, their attempts were to no avail when compared to Mason's internal women's ministry in the beginning of the 20th century Pentecostal movement. In fact, Mason skillfully allowed this coexistence in ministry between men and women, but also maintain God's divine order of male headship as a checks and balances system. Women in ministry respected their male overseers along with their female supervisors within his organization. The women of Mother Lizzie Robinson's women's ministry worked under the support mechanism of a Pentecostal denominational structure. This was the first time in history that this pivotal and unique occurrence occurred in religious history. These women essentially became God's leading ladies, the historically spiritual Deborahs that paved the way in establishing women's visibility within the traditional denominational structure in the Pentecostal and broader Protestant religious communities. Missionaries, evangelists, and state supervisors. Only within Mason's organization was this paradigm of female leadership recognized. Even though women were not ordained as pastors or elders, Bishop Mason allowed female leadership and leadership development within his organization that did not exist within most Pentecostal organizations. Within Mason's organization, women were ordained as missionaries, evangelists, and state supervisors of women. This opened the door for leadership development to exist in a way that was not allowed or accepted within traditional organized religion in America. For over 70 years, from 1911 to the 80s, these Pentecostal leading ladies were pioneers before any traditional African-American denomination allowed women to work in leadership and preaching roles. They essentially followed in the footsteps of Mother Robinson. They were noted revivalists, missionaries, evangelists, and founders of congregations. Mother Robinson, through the Prayer and Bible Band Auxiliary, complemented and nurtured a spiritual environment similar to that of those individuals seeking God in the Azusa Street revival. Bishop Mason and Mother Robinson realized that prayer was the foundation upon which the New Testament apostles and the Azusa Street revival was established. Mason knew that to establish a continual Azusa Street environment, he had to encourage Lizzie to organize these prayer and Bible bands throughout his system of local churches. Matthew 23:13 states, "And Jesus said unto them, It is written, My house shall be called a house of prayer." Mason recognized the vital importance of prayer to keep the lifeblood of his organization flowing. He greatly desired to maintain the essence of his Azusa Street experience, to duplicate a prayerful church that society would have to recognize was a peculiar people and a symbol of a house of prayer.